Right now it's 6. It's Memorial Day. A look at the celebrations and services across the region. And a long-standing Memorial Day tradition, giving back to others one burger at a time.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening. Happy Memorial Day. My name is Emily Brown. Ken is off today. Today in La Crosse, residents line the streets to honor fallen soldiers. The annual Memorial Day Parade in La Crosse is a tradition more than a century in the making. Bands from area high schools march, and veterans from surrounding towns are honored for their service. Vietnam veteran Kenneth Iverson has never missed a parade. He says the day is very special to him.
I really feel glad now that the people that came back from the most recent conflicts that we've had have been recognized and appreciated, where years ago the majority of us weren't.
The parade concluded with a service at Oak Grove Cemetery. Congressman Derek Van Orden celebrated Memorial Day in Sparta, first giving keynote remarks to fellow veterans at a ceremony at Blyton Veterans Park, then participating in a wreath-laying ceremony at VFW Post 2112, honoring Navy sailors lost at seas. Van Orden says today is a day for all Americans to come together.
The United States of America does this the absolute best because we truly care and appreciate the sacrifice of our veterans that gave their lives on active duty.
Van Orden also emphasized the importance of events like this to inspire the next generation of heroes. This year's Honor Ride had motorcycle engines roaring across Wisconsin. The 15th annual ride brought veterans and civilians together to honor those who have served. Riders from around the state traveled to the high grounds in Neillsville for the Day of Remembrance.
A lot of veterans from the Korean War all the way up through Afghanistan and the global war on terrorism really appreciate and helps make their sacrifices that much more worthwhile.
All proceeds from the ride go toward programs for veterans and their families. Governor Tony Evers ordered all flags at half-staff this morning. Each year, flags across the state all lowered from sunrise to noon. In a statement, Evers said, "We solemnly pay tribute to service members throughout our nation's history who have given their lives in service of the freedoms, principles, and values we hold very dear." Well, this Memorial Day weekend was a little cooler than what I'm accustomed to coming from the south, but hey, it was sunny, dry, great for hiking, outdoor fires, had the windows open all weekend. It was lovely, Greg.
Yeah, dry and kind of, I would say pleasant. Wasn't quite average. We typically would see the mid-70s at this point of year, but we had pretty kind of almost chilly overnight lows too. In fact, still 30s a couple days ago, even last night in the 40s too. So that kind of made it feel a little chilly in the morning, but obviously with the plenty of sunshine we got up there. Now this evening and beyond is going to be a little bit of a different story, but once again we had 70s, low 70s. We should be around 75, maybe 76. So just a few degrees of below average, but all in all, very nice, very pleasant conditions with plenty of sunshine. That is going to come to an end. It's already seen cloud cover increase. It will continue to increase this evening as we get back down to about 61 after about 10 p.m. And very similar story to Eau Claire. Cloud cover will slowly increase, but all in all, it will be dry evening. And really, as we go overnight dry, the activity is well to the west. It's going to take a little bit more time to get here, so it won't impact. Maybe once we get to the morning commute, some more showers. We'll kind of track out when the showers will end, how long they'll last, and if we'll have another very nice weekend ahead, too. We'll break that down later in the broadcast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Greg. Well, it's a hamburger stand serving up more than food this Memorial Day. News 8 Now's Allison Ferget has more from Prairie du Chien.
For the last 50 years, on every single Memorial Day, Pete's Hamburger Stand in Prairie du Chien donates all of their proceeds to local organizations.
It's just a ritual to come in here to Pete's.
For many people visiting the Prairie du Chien area, a trip to Pete's Hamburger Stand is essential.
This is 4 or 5 times a year. You know, drive 60 miles just to get 2 burgers. There's people come in here from Illinois, Indiana. I've seen people in here from Ohio.
And there's a special reason to make the trip on Memorial Day.
My brother Jim, I think, had the idea. All of the profits from Pete's Hamburger Stand that day would go to various local charities here.
Our dad was a veteran, and it's a holiday. It just seemed like a good day to honor people and our family.
All the workers donate their time, not taking home paychecks to help boost the donation.
Well, obviously it's a great cause. You know, they put a sign-up sheet a week before, and we love to help out however we can.
Since the fundraiser started, Pete's has donated hundreds of thousands back to the community.
For many, many years, we've given to the Eagles and Heart Cancer Telethon, the food pantry in town, Paula's Purse, through Gunderson. We've given to Relay for Life.
The family says it's their small way of saying thanks for more than a century of business.
It's the community that really keeps this place going.
Now, Pete's is usually only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but for Memorial Day, they made an exception. They will also be open the Monday of Labor Day. Reporting in Prairie du Chien, Allison Ferget, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Allison. Americans are celebrating the holiday across the country, marking the day with parades and flowers. Along New York's Hudson Bay, wreaths were placed in the river and service members unfurled a giant flag. Overhead, a salute in the symbolic missing man formation, a single aircraft splitting away.
I could always remember my brothers and sisters who never came home. I did 3 tours. On the first one, 2 men did not come home. We got lucky the second time, and on the third one, a man died also.
At Washington's Vietnam Memorial and in a parade along Constitution Avenue, tributes and salutes to those who fought for their nation and never made it home. Still to come, a Florida mall explosion leaving several injured and severe structure damage. Plus, how Memorial Day weekend has broken travel records when we come back. Video shows a Penske box truck exploding in suburban Chicago. It happened over the weekend. A home security camera caught the blast. The driver was hurt but is okay. 4 homes nearby suffered some damage, and authorities say the blast was from a leaking propane tank being hauled in the truck. Well, 10 people were hurt in a propane gas explosion and fire in a strip mall in Miami-Dade County, Florida. Among those injured, the owner of the Caribbean's Heart restaurant, which was set hold to its grand opening just hours later. The incident caused part of the roof to collapse. The blast also impacted the other businesses in the strip mall. At least one nearby shop was deemed unstructurally safe. In England, a celebration quickly turned into tragedy at a parade for Liverpool's Premier League soccer championship victory. British authorities say they have arrested the man they believe drove a minivan into a crowd of fans at the parade in Liverpool. Britain's Prime Minister Keir Starmer called the scenes appalling and thanked police for their quick response.
We believe this to be an isolated incident, and we are not currently looking for anyone else in relation to it. The incident is not being treated as terrorism.
Authorities say more than 24 people were hurt in the incident and taken to the hospital. They were rushed away on stretchers while a number of people were treated at the scene. Well, millions of Americans are returning today from Memorial Day weekend destinations. There have been travel issues over the weekend for reasons including nasty weather and odd behavior. Meg Oliver is at the troubled Newark Liberty Airport.
A scary moment thousands of feet up in the skies. Video captured this passenger being zip-tied and restrained by flight crews and other passengers at an all-Nippon Airways plane over the weekend after he allegedly tried to open the emergency exit doors mid-flight.
Once I take you out of the seat, I'll escort you off the flight, okay?
This video shows him being escorted off the plane in Washington by police, who say he was having a medical crisis and was later taken to a hospital for evaluation. This played out during the height of the Memorial Day travel rush, which has been a record breaker. The TSA reported Friday was its 3rd busiest day ever at airport checkpoints, screening more than 3 million people in a day. Overall, the agency expects 18 million will pass through its checkpoints through Wednesday. In Newark, Anthony Esposito was caught in the rush trying to make his flight to Europe.
Coming in through the terminal, of course, as well as some traffic. And as you can see, a lot of the kiosks are pretty booked up right now, so it's taking a little bit of time to get through the terminals, but we're making our way.
AAA projected 39.4 million to hit the roads, up 3% from 2024, with gas prices about 40 cents cheaper than last year.
So the fact that car travel is so popular and that we're projecting a new record for it, that does indicate to us that perhaps over the summer we're going to see the same thing.
This weekend was a big test for the TSA with recent Real ID requirements, but 93% of people are coming prepared with the proper documents. If you're hitting the road to go home, AAA says to do that before 2 p.m. Meg Oliver, CBS News, Newark, New Jersey.